We are taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. It's 11 a.m. One of Baltimore City's greatest assets, now the topic of a controversial debate. We'll take a closer look at the fight over control of the city's conduit system and what it means for taxpayers. We're also taking a closer look at the rap sheet of the suspect accused of raping 3 women near the Towson Circle, why he was out of jail in the first place, and how he managed to have a gun despite not being allowed to own one. And making his case for a second term. Was he able to do it? We'll look at reaction from lawmakers and voters to President Biden's State of the Union address. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Patrice Sanders. An oversight hearing into the Department of Public Works is happening right now. The department continues to deal with ongoing issues, including lack of staff and adequate equipment. And now Mayor Brandon Scott is announcing that he is giving $15 million to nonprofits around the city to help clean up the trash in Baltimore. It's a deal some city council members are not happy about, saying that money should be going to DPW.
Why in the world would the administration give $15 million towards privatization of community groups to perform these functions and to hire people when that's exactly what we're trying to do? It's a slap in the face to our workers when they see these private entities getting shiny new equipment when they're in trucks that don't have air conditioning. They're using equipment that barely works.
Fox 45 News spoke with some residents who are frustrated over all the trash, and they just want to see it cleaned up. But taxpayer watchdog David Williams says the nearly $15 million should come with requirements to make sure that the 6 nonprofits are doing their job.
How's it going to be spent? And what kind of mechanisms are in place to monitor the spending of the money through the nonprofits? So the accountability really is the key issue.
We are going to continue to monitor today's hearing, and we'll bring you the latest on Fox 45 News at 4. You can also find information as it develops on our website, foxbaltimore.com. The mayor makes a controversial agreement. He is giving control of the city's conduit system to BGE. He made that announcement just one day after the city council called for an investigative hearing into the plan. Olivia Dance brings us a closer look at the agreement and why some say it violates the will of the voters.
Mayor Scott is defending the deal despite other city leaders questioning it. And while the deal is done tomorrow here at City Hall, council members will meet for an investigative hearing on the agreement. The deal surrounds Baltimore's underground conduit system, which carries electric and other utility cables. BGE has long advocated for ownership of the system, but in November, voters passed a charter amendment which bars the city from selling it. Mayor Scott, though, is denying the deal goes against voters because they aren't selling the system. However, former Mayor Jack Young disagrees.
I don't know who the mayor is listening to, but he's not listening to the ones who voted for him. Mayor Scott is saying that we will have still complete ownership, in my opinion, in name only, because BGE still can do what they want.
Now, the agreement calls for BGE to make $134 million in capital improvements to the conduit system. In exchange, the fee that BGE pays to occupy the system each year will be reduced by millions. It also guarantees expedited permitting for any changes BGE intends to make. City council members, though, say they were never aware the mayor was negotiating changes to a major city asset.
I think the biggest part is trying to really understand the motivation of the administration.
They're able to make a decision, cut a deal, and nobody knows about it. And so what we're asking here and what the committee is going to be asking on Thursday night is for details that we should have had a month ago.
Council members are hoping to get more answers in tomorrow's meeting. And of course, Fox 45 News will be there and will bring you the latest updates. But for now, reporting in downtown Baltimore, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News, Midday.
11:04 now. Here's a look at today's top trending stories. Trending number 1 in Baltimore County. Police say the man accused of raping 3 women at gunpoint has a criminal record that should have prevented him from having a gun. Police say Quantez Davis was prohibited from owning a firearm after he was arrested in 2021 in Anne Arundel County for driving on a suspended license, and guns were found in the car. At the time, he was sentenced to 3 years with all but just 10 days suspended. putting him back out on the streets in less than 2 weeks. We spoke with Baltimore County Executive Johnny Olszewski about the incident.
This is a heinous crime. It's atrocious. As a father, I'm disgusted by what happened.
State's attorney talking to the Anne Arundel County State's attorney about why he was given a sentence of 10 days and if that was fair. A spokesperson tells us in part that the sentencing guidelines recommend somewhere between straight probation and no jail time to 2 years in prison. The state was asking for a number of years in prison with all but 30 days suspended. Trending number 2, in Baltimore City, police are asking for your help in 2 different shootings. They're hoping that you can identify the gunman in this video. It is from a shooting last month along Liberty Heights Avenue in Northwest Baltimore. It shows the moment that a man points a gun and fires at a person who is walking away from him. You see, it happened right there. We stopped right before he fires. That victim did survive. Police are searching for the person responsible for a shooting and killing of a teenager Sunday night in Northeast Baltimore. Baltimore City Schools confirms 16-year-old Andres Moreno went to Edmondson Westside High School, the same school where 5 other students were shot and 1 killed just blocks away from campus last month. If you have any information regarding either of these shootings, you are asked to contact police. You can remain anonymous by calling Metro Crime Stoppers. The number right there on the screen, 1-866-7-LOCK-UP. Trending number 3, in Annapolis, 5 teenagers are in custody accused of having guns and drugs. Police say they made the discovery after trying to stop a car for a registration violation. They say the driver sped away, but when they were later caught, 3 loaded handguns, about 2 pounds of suspected marijuana, and just over $1,800 in cash were found in the car. All 5 suspects, ranging in age from 15 to 19, were arrested and charged. Trending number 4, we expect an update Friday in the federal trial of former City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby. We could learn new dates for the trial moving forward. Right now, Mosby has been appointed a federal public defender after all 6 of her attorneys withdrew from the case. Download the Fox 45 News app for up-to-the-minute traffic conditions, breaking news and weather anytime. Search WBFF in your app store. Netflix is backtracking on its most recent password sharing crackdown. The rule the company says was put out by mistake. Alec Baldwin is asking for the special prosecutor in his criminal trial to be taken off the case, how he says her involvement is breaking state law. And more officers are now facing discipline following the murder of Tyree Nichols. How many have now been named in the investigation?
And we are getting a little taste of spring today with highs flirting with 60 degrees. And today is just the beginning of a nice mild stretch. I'll let you know exactly how long it lasts in a couple of minutes on Fox 45 News Midday at 11.
Fox 45 News, winner of 17 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
11:09, taking a look at your social stream. 7 additional Memphis police officers are now facing discipline for their roles in the death of Tyree Nichols. Now, that brings the number of officers accused of wrongdoing now to more than a dozen. Already, 6 officers have been fired for their roles in the incident, including 5 who are now facing criminal charges of second-degree murder. This is what you're saying about it. What happened in Memphis absolutely should not have happened. It was not the split-second shoot, don't shoot scenario. There were ample stages that intervention would have saved life, freedom, and careers. The failure to do so set a cascading of dominoes in movement. Nancy, on the other hand, saying society has demonized the police to the point that it has inadvertently bargained with the devil. New York Congressman George Santos is facing an investigation from the House Ethics Committee. Santos has stepped down from his committee assignments after it came to light that he lied about his past and his qualifications to the voters. Speaker Kevin McCarthy acknowledged Tuesday that the investigation could lead to Santos's expulsion from the House. Not everybody's sure about that. One person saying this is the end for him in Congress, but Janie saying probably not. He will be investigated, but they will find that he isn't unethical enough to boot him out. Alec Baldwin's attorney is asking a New Mexico court to disqualify the special prosecutor in his involuntary manslaughter trial. The filing says special prosecutor Andrea Reeves' participation in the case violates the state's constitution. That's because she is also a member of the New Mexico House of Representatives. Baldwin's attorney says New Mexico state constitution forbids a sitting member of the legislature from executing powers that belong to the judicial or executive branch. Baldwin is currently facing charges in connection to the 2021 fatal shooting on the set of the movie Rust. You've got one person saying glad he's demanding that. He's correct. He shouldn't let up until she's gone. Another person pointing at him. You are responsible for the gun in your hand, not someone else. Guilty. Well, still ahead, making his case for a second term. We're going to look at some of the key points President Biden tried to make during his State of the Union and if it resonated with voters. And we are just 4 days from Super Bowl 57. What makes this year's game so different for those wanting to put money on the line? And coming up later today at noon, it's Karamo. Then at 1, it's Sherry, followed by Hot Bench at 2. 11:12 now on Fox 45 News Midday. A cool and cloudy start to your morning, but the sun will make an appearance later today. Stay with us. Meteorologist Amy Aronson will share when rain will move in. That's coming up in about 5 minutes. 11:14 now. The Super Bowl is just 4 days away. Super Bowl gambling expected to reach record-breaking levels. The American Gaming Association says more than 50 million Americans are projected to bet $16 billion on the big game. Sunday's game is the first National Football League championship to be played in a state with legalized sports betting. You can watch Super Bowl 57 this Sunday, February 12th, right here on Fox 45. Coverage starts at 11 a.m. The Super Bowl pregame show begins at 1 p.m. and then Super Bowl 57 kicks off at 6:30. A live look now over D.C., where there is reaction to President Joe Biden's high-stakes State of the Union address. It comes at a critical time in his presidency. He's pitching his agenda and previewing a potential 2024 re-election bid.
Jobs are coming back. Pride is coming back because choices we made in the last several years.
President Biden making the case that he and his party are best positioned for 4 more years of leadership. He returned to a major campaign theme as he argued for police reform and an assault weapons ban.
We all want the same thing. Neighborhoods free of violence. Law enforcement who earns the community's trust. Our children.
Newly elected Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders offering a sharp rebuttal with the official Republican response.
In the radical left's America, Washington taxes you and lights your hard-earned money on fire. But you get crushed with high gas prices, empty grocery shelves, and our children are taught to hate one another.
Most Americans who watched the State of the Union came away with a positive reaction. According to a CNN SSRS poll, 72% had an optimistic view following the speech. 71% believe the Biden White House's policies will help the U.S. move in the right direction, with 29% feeling the opposite. Making headlines this morning, the death toll in Turkey and Syria is rising now to a staggering 11,000, making it the deadliest quake worldwide in more than a decade. Look at the rubble there. Search crews are continuing to scour that area, looking for any signs of life in that rubble. Thousands of buildings have fallen, and as time goes on, sadly, hope for finding more survivors is fading. Many are asking, well, how can I help? The group Charity Navigator has some advice for you. It evaluates charitable organizations based in the U.S. According to the group, before you give money, you should do your research to make sure that you are giving to an established, registered charity. Also, keep in mind, money is often the most effective gift rather than donations like clothes and blankets. Finally, recovery efforts can take months, even years. Consider a recurring monthly donation in order to make a big impact over time. 11:17 and now to today's talking point. When it comes to having a friend at work, it appears that not many people have a work bestie. According to a Gallup survey, only 2 in 10 adult employees say they definitely have a best friend at work. The rise of remote and hybrid work environments may be putting a damper on the social aspect of employment, but workplace well-being researchers say having a best friend at work is important, and it would benefit businesses if there are buds around. Gallup found a strong link between workers with best friends on the job and profitability, safety, inventory control, and retention. Mark Clark with Be More Lifestyle is here now. You're already smiling and laughing. Mark, are you my bestie?
I know. Me and Patrice, we buds. We've known each other
like
for years.
Tight.
We complain to each other. We tell stuff, good stuff. Yeah, but you know what? To be honest, Patrice, you know, I mean, I've only been here since June, but to be honest, I do have some great connections here at work. So maybe that's the oddity. I don't know, you know, but again, I came in the door with people like you that I've known forever.
So, and it makes a difference when you have people at work that you know, you're comfortable with. Those are your friends. You can talk, you laugh, because the workday can be stressful. So if you can let that out sometimes, I can see how your day is more productive, because otherwise, if everybody around you is on your nerves, then nothing's getting done.
You know, it's funny that, right, you need the friend when you're like, am I crazy? And then fill in the blank, right? And your friend's like, no, you okay. Or Patrice is like, no, Mark, you're not. Well, yeah, you are crazy. But that was, you know.
Sometimes you need that person to talk you down so you don't end up in HR, because that's going to be a bad end to the day.
But but I do feel for people who do go into workplaces who don't have anybody they can lean on, because that would kind of suck.
Right, because you're there for so many hours a day. You got to be able to talk to the people around you.
Definitely.
You would think, but watch it, because not everybody is your friend. So words of wisdom there.
Yes.
All right, Mark. A cloudy and cool start to the day, but rain is heading our way. As meteorologist Amy Aronson is showing us in Texas currently, they're seeing storms. But those storms are heading east, Amy?
Yeah, but we're not going to see anything compared to this here, fortunately. Most of the severe weather will stay well south of here. That's where we are tracking storms right now, though. If we take a look at what's underway in Texas, yeah, they are getting some incredible storms there. This cool view, actually, from storms that developed there last night. And here's a look at some light graupel that was actually falling. So this was from Amarillo, Texas. If you look closely, you can see that there in the darkness. And then here's a wall cloud. So this is from a stronger storm that actually developed also in Texas. If we take a look at where that severe threat is today, the highest threat for severe storms, the edge of Louisiana into Mississippi. The area highlighted in an orange included an enhanced risk for severe weather. You'll notice we're not included in any risk. Actually, today is going to be beautiful and very spring-like here while we await on our chance for some showers. Here's a look at where that weather maker is right now. First, it's going to move across the south. Eventually, it will push some showers our way. Just a few showers here, actually, as we head through week's end. So in the meantime, we're going to be warming up. Actually, already today, we're in the low 60s, so it's going to be really nice and mild today, breaking into the low 60s, enjoying that taste of spring. I am tracking a few showers by the end of the week, and then after that, it's going to turn colder for the weekend. If we take a look at when the showers are arriving here, you'll notice they're gradually going to trickle in throughout the afternoon tomorrow. So it looks like late afternoon tomorrow, we'll see some on and off showers. As that front passes by and actually kind of gets hung up there off to our south and east, more rain develops as we head through Friday evening. The bulk of that actually stays off to our south and east. In the meantime, we'll enjoy the 60s. So despite the chance for showers Thursday and Friday, low 60s both days. I am tracking a big drop over the weekend behind that weather maker. It's going to feel more like February again and more seasonable, with highs returning to the upper 40s both Saturday and Sunday. And a quick look ahead shows that even after the weekend, temperatures are warming right back up. So just in time for Valentine's Day, we are back in the upper 50s, and I see more low 60s by midweek. Patrice?
All right, well, still ahead, Facebook is making changes to try to attract new users, specifically teens. How soon the changes could go live. If it skyrocketed in popularity during the pandemic, but could inside changes at Zoom spell trouble for users? We're going to look at the cost-cutting measures the company is making. 11:22 now on Fox 45 News Midday. 11:25, don't miss this. Video conferencing company Zoom says it will cut 15% of its staff. That's about 1,300 people. On the flip side, Royal Caribbean is reporting better than expected fourth quarter earnings. While the company still lost money, the loss was smaller than they expected. And the company says it has successfully returned to full operations. Its bookings in the quarter topped 2019 levels. Bed Bath & Beyond has reportedly secured a $1 billion deal to save it from bankruptcy. The retailer will be selling stock in a new public offering. Time now for your lunch break. Part of the metaverse is getting a makeover. The Wall Street Journal reports Meta is looking to attract younger users to its Horizon Worlds metaverse app after working to improve the design. The new strategy includes opening up Horizon to teens aged 13 to 17. The app is currently available to people 18 and older. A teen launch for Horizon could happen as soon as March. Now I gotta go see what Horizon is. That's all we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyle is up next. Mark Clark back to tell us what they're working on.
Patrice, doesn't it seem like the young kids don't really feel Facebook like that?
It's us old folks. I don't feel any social media. I do it because I have to.
Yeah, okay. Well, Patrice, popping the question this Valentine's Day could win you free food for a year. Yep, the restaurant offering free meals for those who propose in their restaurant. That's a great idea. We'll tell you all about it coming up next on Be More Lifestyle.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
What's up, Baltimore? It's Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle live from Studio B at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here, along with fitness expert Teddy Savage and meteorologist Amy Aronson. Good morning, everybody.
Happy Hump Day.
Let me tell you right now, with Valentine's Day right around the corner, Cracker Barrel is offering free food for those who get engaged over dinner. 5 lucky couples can win free food for a year. All they have to do is get engaged at Cracker Barrel on Valentine's Day and post a video of the proposal to Instagram. Let me tell you this. I know you might be surprised, but I love Cracker Barrel. Our family is a Cracker Barrel family. Hey, sure, there's some Ku Klux Klan vibes in there sometimes. But let me tell you, the chicken is delicious. But what are your thoughts, Teddy?
Hey, look, sometimes you do feel like a grease spot in a bowl of milk when you go to Cracker Barrel. But I will say that you cannot refute the quality of their biscuits, their home fries, their pancakes, and their fried apples. A lot of people sleep on fried apples, but I love me some good fried apples.
Well, I fall asleep after the fried apples. Amy, I'm curious. Amy, I can't see you in Cracker Barrel, but do you like Cracker Barrel?
I cannot even remember the last time I ate at Cracker Barrel. I think it was probably like on a family vacation and there was absolutely nothing else to eat, but there's always a Cracker Barrel like off the exit, you know? Probably the last time I ate there. So
Amy, you're like the family I saw at Cracker Barrel. They came out, Teddy, and they had ordered deli sandwiches at Cracker Barrel.
Oh, Lord.
I almost tackled the old lady. I almost tackled her in the grass.
You probably should have threw an alley-oop through a pancake.
I'm curious, Lady T. You could go either way, Lady T. Are you a Cracker Barrel?
Look, I like Cracker Barrel when I'm traveling down south, but like it's a little weird because I always feel weird in there. Like, isn't Cracker Barrel the place you go with your sugar daddy the next morning, like for like brunch? Like, is it?
Well,
Cracker Barrel's a little. I don't know. I like it. I don't like their pancakes. Their French toast is the bomb though when their biscuits are lit. But yeah, it gives me sugar daddy in the morning vibes.
Well,
that's what it gives me.
That'd be a great song that you can actually buy at Cracker Barrel. Sugar daddy in the morning. Now we want you to tell her, would you want a public proposal? Vote on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on the lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 News app. And at the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks. Now we're getting a first look at some of the commercials we'll see during Sunday's Super Bowl. Michelob Ultra's new commercial features Serena Williams and Brian Cox swinging away on the golf course. The new ad is inspired by the 1980 classic, of course, Caddyshack. This is the 3rd straight year Williams has starred in the Beers brand campaign. Okay. What do you think, Lady T?
Listen, I love the new commercials. I think they're doing great, but I miss the old ones. Remember the Budweiser commercial with like the Toads, Budweiser? Yeah. Like, I miss the creativity. Like, you can't just throw a celebrity in there. Give me some animals, baby. Okay, give me some toads.
What do you think, Amy?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree because like I feel like now we get all these previews ahead of time, so when you actually see them, it's not as exciting. Like I miss the days where you saw them for the first time during it. Like you had to stop and watch. Yeah,
I miss those days too. Like you couldn't see it unless you watched the Super Bowl.
Well,
like,
me and Teddy, we go back, right, Teddy? We remember the original days.
Way back, like 4 flats on a Cadillac. And here's the thing: the original days was all about 1, making you laugh, 2, being unforgettable. And 3, you didn't necessarily have to have like all the celebrity talent in there, because now that's all you see. Throw a celebrity in there. As you saw in the background on that commercial, throw a little dance, and you good. And that's what I feel like that's what music is nowadays too. Have a little beat, throw a little dance in there, and you're good to go.
And shout out to the companies that bought that $40 million commercial and it kind of sucked. It's like,
oh jeez.
Okay, don't forget you can watch the Super Bowl this Sunday. Right here on Fox 45. Yes. Netflix is going to start cracking down on password sharing, but it appears the company is walking back proposed rules after posting online that users would have to be on the same Wi-Fi and would have to log in every month. The company is now saying that's just for users overseas. Still, the company is announcing new crackdowns to try and prevent password sharing. This family is glad to hear that because, of course, our family thread keeps it popping on that new password. Wherever you are in the world, go ahead and use it.
Right.
But Teddy, do you think they are going to crack down for real, or you think it's just almost impossible?
I think it's almost impossible, first and foremost, because people are going to find a way to do it, right? These days and times, you're going to find a way to share it with your cousin, and your cousin going to find a way to share it with his boy, and then his homegirl. And at the end of the day, as long as they're on your platform, what's the problem?
Now, Amy, I know you do not share passwords, correct?
Yeah, not at all. I'm on Linda and Gary's Netflix. I confess.
Why you say it like that? Don't come for Amy.
My parents' Netflix. But like we've gotten around it. You know how there's some where they like send the code to your parents and like then you need to put it in your Netflix or your friend. Yeah, we work around it.
Wait a minute, Lady T. Full investigation at Amy.
What? No, you know what? Netflix is definitely starting to sound like a toxic ex. Like it's definitely playing with our emotions. How you gonna tell us don't share passwords, but now it's it's kind of okay now to share passwords? Like it's like you can cheat, but you can't really cheat. No, be straight up with us, Netflix. Stop playing with us. Don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Well, they watch the show, Lady T. They watch us every day, so they're listening. Thanks so much, everybody.
Sorry, yeah, that's right. Hi.
Teddy's gonna have a workup coming out. Amy, you got the weather coming out. Lady T, you got whatever coming out. You stick around. Now we're helping you create the perfect game day spread. We'll show you how to impress all your friends with a tasty Super Bowl party menu. But first, a new solution to leg pain. We've got newest therapy socks coming up in today's Steals and Deals. Stick around.
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
Living with diabetes can come with daily complications like leg pain. Genevieve Gorder is here with a special deal that could make a difference for you or your family member.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
Hey, everybody. Did you know that 1 in 10 Americans have diabetes? It's a big number, and living with diabetes can be really difficult. And one of the most common complications is foot problems and even nerve damage called neuropathy. But it doesn't have to mean that you wear those typical plain white diabetic socks. Dr. Siegel's is changing that, and that's what I'm going to show you today. These are diabetic socks. They're colorful, they're fun, they're stylish, and a surgeon started this brand. He wanted his patients to care for their feet correctly and feel confident. So they created great looking socks to meet health requirements for diabetic and neuropathy patients. In fact, people who have other foot issues also just simply love these socks. So I want to show you these stretchy, non-binding top bands, which is fantastic, and extra padding on the entire bottom of the sock for extra comfort and protection. They keep your feet dry and healthy to prevent all those skin issues as well. These socks promote healthy and comfortable foot care. Maybe you're just on your feet all day, or you just love super comfy socks. Here you go. So we partnered with Dr. Siegel Socks to bring you an exclusive offer that you're not going to get anywhere else. We're offering up to 32% off today, you guys. The more you buy, the more you save. Take advantage of this deal at asadeals.com.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Tillamook.
Fans are getting up for the big game and, more importantly, filling their game day menus with crowd-pleasing snacks everybody's going to love. Here to share their tips for creating the ultimate cheesy game day spread. Our entertainment expert, Rosalind Daniels, and Tillamook's executive chef and cheese expert, that's right, the big cheese, Josh Archibald, is in the house. So, Rosalind, what are your tips for hosting the perfect game day party? I need this information.
Okay, Mark. So I have a ton of tips. But first, did you know that most people are more interested in the food than the actual game itself? So that lets you know that the true MVP of the day is your food and your snacks. So you have to pay attention to that. I like to think about those MVP food bites when I'm creating a spread for my friends and family. I like to do nice, large grazing boards that have a hero in the middle, which is a hero dish. And this year, I'm going with beer cheddar cheese dip for my hero dish. I love it. It's absolutely delicious. And it's because I make it with bold and melty Tillamook sharp cheddar cheese. I also like to use their extra creamy butter, and I use their spreadable cream cheese in this recipe. And everyone can taste the difference because they use high quality ingredients for a better taste every single time.
So, Chef, the big cheese. Tell us about what you serve to best complement the dip, because that dip looks amazing.
Well, anything dipped in Tillamook cheese is great, but hear me out on this. You can really amp up your spread with more cheese-inspired snacks. We've got some cheddar cheese coins here with they're cheesy, buttery crackers with just a hint of spice.
Some coins.
Some coins. We've got a savory cornmeal and jalapeno waffle here filled with sharp cheddar. That recipe is courtesy of our good friend Aaron McDowell. We've done some grilled cheese batons on super thick sourdough bread. Chef's trick in the exterior schmear is a mixture of mayonnaise and our extra creamy butter. Cooks up to a golden brown every time. And you cannot sleep on these sharp cheddar pretzel bites, perfect for making passes through that dip. Tillamook cheddar comes in shreds, slices, and blocks to give you creamy, melty results with bold flavor for any recipe or occasion.
And Rosalyn, do you have some more tips we can round out this party with?
Oh, absolutely. So listen, Tillamook is so delicious that it actually inspired a whole musical compilation of cheddar-based songs. It was made up by 3 TikTok stars, and it's called Block Jams. So I suggest that you play Block Jams in the background while your guests are enjoying your nice spread, and you have a nice cheesy evening.
Thanks so much, guys. Where can we get more information?
Yeah, for help finding Tillamook products at a grocery store near you and to hear that infamous Block Jams album, check out Tillamook.com.
Thanks so much, guys. Now, still ahead, it's only early February down in Georgia, but it's already looks like the spring is sprung. Amy Aronson breaks down your best weather in America. And it's Fit February, and coming up, the man, the legend, trainer Teddy Savage. Ladies, he's here. Ladies, he here. Next.
This is Be More Lifestyle.
Give yourself a sweet goal this Valentine's Day. Fitness trainer or fitness machine Ted Savage. I like Ted Savage, Teddy. I like Ted Savage. Anyway, look, man, a lot of people have had a New Year's resolution and they've already failed. Get us restarted. I'm one of those people. And give us some good exercises to take us to this new year, man.
Absolutely. Here's the thing, Mark. You hit the nail on the head, right? We all set those New Year's resolutions. And what happens is sometimes those resolutions are a little bit too lofty and we don't set those benchmark goals on the way. And it's all about feeling good about one step at a time, right? And understanding that the point A from point Z is not just going to be a straight line. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, but as long as you're taking steps towards the greatest version of yourself, you're moving in the right direction.
I love it. Look at you. Who knew? I love that. So, Teddy, give us what you got. I mean, you're here all the time. So,
right.
And you're a guru. So, give us. I'm somebody I'm sedentary. I don't work out a lot. Give me something I start with.
All right. So, first of all, as soon as you step out of bed in the morning, start with some dynamic movements. I want you to reach down towards your toes and then stand right up nice and tall and reach for the sky. I'll show you from the side. This is really going to be a good dynamic stretch, Mark, for your posterior chain, which is your calves, hamstrings, glutes, all the way up to your lower back. So that way you feel good about movement. Then I want you to mimic what you do in your life to what you do in terms of exercise. So if you got clothes on the ground, which a lot of us got laundry on the floor or something like that, I want you to drop those hips, scoop the clothes up, and then a side lunge into the basket, right? So you're going to make sure your heels are flat, your butt is back, your chest is pronounced. You're going to pick that piece of clothing up and then side lunge it into your basket. So then that way, Mark, you say to yourself, self, not only am I exercising, but I'm getting better at doing what I do every single day anyway. And here's the thing, right? This is the month of love with Valentine's Day coming up, but it's also National Heart Health Month as well. So we got to improve our heart or cardiovascular health. And I want you to do that with the Super Bowl coming up with a couple of Heismans. You're going to stand up nice and tall like so, feet about hip width apart, and then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Making sure that as you go to the side, you drive those knees up, pumping those arms, and you stiff arm. And on the football field, you stiff arm and tacklers. But in life, I want you to stiff arm negativity.
Come on,
I want
Teddy.
you to stiff arm self-doubt. And I want you to receive all of those blessings that 2023 has in store. And that's what you got to do. Wow. Dynamic movement, body stretching, good positivity, stay motivated, because the journey is just as important as the destination.
Come on, Teddy. So, Teddy, how can people follow you?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at T_dot, so DOT_Savage. I'm on there. I'm giving you positivity. I'm giving you motivation. I'm giving you all of me, baby.
That man's a love, and he's a savage. Thanks, Teddy. Early Georgia is starting to show some beautiful daffodils. Here's Amy Aronson with your best weather in America. Amy.
Yes, spring is blooming already. Let's head south. This is actually, I'm going to start you off in Tennessee, where they are seeing the daffodils already starting to pop up. February 7th is the date on this picture here. Incredible warmth and incredible flowers there. Here's another image, this one from Georgia, of the flowers already starting to bloom on the trees in early February, already looking like spring and feeling it as we count down to the official start of spring. 40 days to go now until the spring equinox on March 20th. But of course, we're getting a little taste of it right now here in our area too. 60s today. We've actually got mid-60s just south of here. We're at 62 already in Baltimore. Feels fantastic with plenty of sunshine. Next weather maker, well, to our south, sending some storms to parts of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi today. For us, we're going to stay rain-free today, but eventually some showers will trickle back in here as we head through the end of the week. Right now, we're just soaking up the sunshine. Feels fantastic. We're already at 62. We make a run for the low 60s today. We're enjoying a taste of spring. That taste of spring will actually take us through the end of the week. We will face a couple of showers later this week, and then it will turn much colder as we get into the weekend again. Let's talk about that shower chance. Non-existent today, but as we get into the day tomorrow, some showers will briefly pass on through during the late afternoon. I think Friday starts off dry, but then we see some showers, a batch of showers off to our south and east as we head through Friday evening. That's not going to stop our temperatures from warming. Temperatures will stay in the low 60s, not only today, but for the next 3 days. A nice little stretch here will take us through the end of the week. Over the weekend, though, turning much cooler, a drop back into the 40s both Saturday and Sunday. That drop doesn't last long. Early next week, we're already back in the 50s for Valentine's Day, and I see more 60s by midweek next week. Back to you.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Bay State.
Online dating can be a huge risk. Beyond putting yourself out there for potential dates, you can also put yourself out there to catfishes, harassment, and other scams. Clayton Harris and Lamont Thomas of Face Date are here to explain Face Date. Now, the good news, guys, is I understand Face Date is red hot right now, just in time for Valentine's Day. People are looking for people, but tell us about yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having us, Mark. We'd like to thank the Baltimore community for having us as well on FOX45. So yeah, Face Date is right on time for Valentine's Day. You know, Lamont and I met by way of Baltimore. He's a Baltimorean.
Okay.
I lived in Baltimore for 6-7 years, and so we're really excited about Valentine's Day, and we're excited about bringing Face Date to the Baltimore community.
Well, tell us about Face Date.
Okay, well, Face Date came about a few years ago. I was sitting down with my now girlfriend, and we were looking at Facebook, and we saw people saying, well, how do you date during COVID? But I actually thought of Face Date prior to. It just fell synonymously at the time. And I said, well, you know, I started writing down what Face Date would be, the accountability, eliminating the catfish date, and I presented that to Clayton, and then we both collaborated and produced it.
That's right. And what makes it, because you guys have it's different. This is a unique technology. It's different than the others that are out there.
Yeah, it's definitely different. As Lamont said, we're using AI to block screen capture and screen record during video chat. This app was birthed out of COVID, where a lot of people were looking for other ways to connect with folks organically. So we're really trying to reintroduce the ability for an app to allow folks to meet each other in real time. You know, that feeling you get when you meet somebody for the first time, right? We've got key features like pay as you go. That's a differentiator for us. So you don't have to buy a subscription. We also have integration with TikTok and Instagram, so you can add those social media accounts to your profile. We also have community bucks to pay as you go, so it's an in-app currency as well. And then also we allow folks to not have to use the DMs. Like DMs is really big across social media. So if you want to meet someone, again, it has to be organic. You have to schedule it. Both folks have to agree. So we're really championing privacy and security in our app.
I mean, it really does sound like it. And again, you know, a lot of times around Valentine's Day, people are down because they don't have someone. Right. This is the perfect time to get out there, right?
That's right.
I mean, right now, download it right now.
Yeah, like you said, red hot. Yeah.
And I like what you got. Like you said, I like the security aspect that you're giving, but it also seems like it's almost like speed dating almost.
Yeah, it's about accountability. So another part of it is when people use regular other dating apps, they talk to each other, they see pictures, right? They have an emotional connection with that individual. They talk over the phone, and then when they meet them, they're not who they say they are.
So this gives you cuts into it.
Right.
I'm cutting you off. So how can people download?
TheFaceDateApp.com is our website. You can download it on iOS and Android. It's currently in the app stores, and we're partnering all across the country right now, guys. Wow. You know, so thank you again for your time.
Well, guys, thanks for coming and joining us.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. All right. Still ahead, say I do, get free food. How you can win free food for a year this Valentine's Day. With Valentine's Day right around the corner, Cracker Barrel is offering free food for those who get engaged over dinner. 5 lucky couples can win free food for a year. All they have to do is get engaged at Cracker Barrel on Valentine's Day and post a video of their proposal to Instagram. And we wanted you to tell it, would you want a public proposal? People are saying no. Just the two of us, okay? Great show lined up for tomorrow. First it was eggs, now mayo prices are what? What? As prices climb, we look at some of the substitutes for fan favorites, including ones you can make at home.
Find out how to have your business featured on Be More Lifestyle. Email us at BeMoreLifestyleTV@FoxBaltimore.com.
And do not invite me to have some of your homemade mayonnaise, okay? No, thank you. All right, thank you for inviting us into your home. Make sure you follow Be More Lifestyle on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We'll see you tomorrow.